Well, hi there, I'm back. This is my day 6 video recording of the 30-day challenge, and I'm kind of making this a long 30 days because I've actually been out of sight and out of mind for a month now, a week, it feels like a month. But what's been happening for me is I decided to take some time out just to refresh and clear my head and then come back and go from there. And a week has gone really quickly, and I didn't realise that until today when I sat down to think, okay, here we go. And it's kind of been like, okay, let's do a day of not thinking. And a lot came up in that day of not thinking. And it was like cleaning out your wardrobe. I don't know if you've ever done, obviously the girls will have done that before, the guys may not have, but you know, you go through things and you look at it and you think, can I use that, or will I use that? Is this worth keeping? I don't like that, that's out of fashion, that's an old idea, let's get rid of it. So I've been doing a lot of that, clearing out my head and just getting things stacked nicely and sorted and arranged. And what's been coming up for me a lot was around learning and how I am keen to learn, but I was thinking, well, how will I know when I know what I know? How can I judge or gauge whether, you know, all the things I know I'm good at or are you know, useful, or do I understand them? And then it comes back to, well, okay, start. And from there, it comes up, I decided, okay, well, what's holding me back from starting? And everyone, all the personal development sort of books and things say, okay, set goals and assess your accomplishments and your successes. And as I've talked about before, I don't feel that I have too many successes there. So I thought, okay, go the other way. Let's look at what have you done and quit. And I won't list all of those off. This is a short video. But I got to thinking about, well, what kept me going on some things and why did I quit other things? And I did my usual mind mapping technique and sat down and I wrote, you know, it just, once I started dumping my head, there was so many words that came up around quitting, you know, determination, perseverance, finishing, starting, focusing, kind of blanket I wrote, which was a weird thing to write at the time, but, and I looked at it and thought, what the heck are you writing? But when I came back to it to sit and think, I thought, well, blanket really covers it. By quitting, what I'm doing is covering all the underlying problems that are involved in following through. It's a blanket approach. It's like covering up the things that I don't know or the things that I do know. So it's a really useful thing to think about, like, why did you quit? And what did you gain from quitting? Do things change or does nothing change? Does it prove to you that, you know, what you believe about yourself is true? Is it a self-fulfilling prophecy that, you know, I just knew I couldn't do this? So, you know, you have to look at what you've started and really we're taught right from school to quit things. Like, you finish school, you quit school. If you don't like a job, you quit your job, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you don't like a marriage, you quit your marriage or relationship. If you aren't, you know, we're taught to quit smoking, which is a good thing, quit drinking, which is another good thing. So you have to weigh up what you're quitting. Are you quitting going forward? Are you quitting to stay where you are? It's an interesting thing. I'd love to hear what everyone else has to say about things that they may have quit or started or contemplated starting but quit before they even got going. I've spent a week of thinking about it, and things keep coming up. There's lots of different conversations I've been having around learning and what's stopping you and what does success mean, all sorts of things about how to quit. And when you look at things with fresh eyes and start to see things differently, you can analyze. I'm a big analyzer. Look into why. Analysing and why, what does it mean is more important than why you do it. It doesn't matter why, but what does it mean to do what you do? And then it helps you also to listen to others, because once you start asking questions about, well, what made you stop doing what you're doing? What was it? The competition? Was it a race? How did you feel about that? People will open up and talk, I've found, about quitting, and it really then helps you to turn around and have another look at yourself as to where you're going and what you want to do. It's about having support as well. Sometimes when you don't have support, it's easier to quit because you're thinking that you're not going anywhere. You feel like you're in a black hole looking up and all you see is blackness. There's nothing there, it's just black, and it doesn't matter which way you turn, it's black. And what you're doing is just, all you're seeing is blackness. Whereas you can see others around, and others around you are looking at the same space, but perhaps seeing shining stars, fireworks, bright lights, grey areas. There's lots to be seen, but when you're looking at one particular area, all you see is black. So what you need to do is take a step to the left, kind of like time warp, and look up there, and you will see things in a different perspective. Perspective is just based on your own experiences and what's happened from you. And if your experiences are consistently the same, one of failure or quitting, then you will continue to do that because you know the outcome there, you become comfortable. So I've been wondering what quitting means to me, and the thing that's kept me going, or this time round, because when you start things, if you don't have an end vision inside, a purpose, a reason to keep you going, it's easier to quit too. Like the example that I can think of is if you're in a relationship and it's not working, but you really want it to work because you have a vision of what being in a relationship is all about. Happy families, picket fence, 3 kids and family outings, picnics, all sorts of happy times. If the relationship's not working and you have that vision in your mind of what a good relationship is about, then you will work towards that. But so that's what keeps you persevering regardless of what else is going on for you or what anyone else wants. So having a clear vision of what you want is the thing that keeps you focused and going forward even when you don't know where you're going. So I'd really like some ideas or suggestions around quitting, how it's worked for you in the past, or if it didn't work for you, what comes up when you quit. Do you regret things, or are you happy that you've quit? Would you continue to quit? What sort of things makes people want to quit? So that's, this has been my longest video yet. Doesn't pay to have a week away, got a lot to say. So I really look forward to hearing what your thoughts on quitting are, and I will have to do 2 videos a day from now on to catch up so that I can, not that it's a race and I can do this in my own time, but yeah, I really would be interested to hear what you have to say. Talk soon.